Good morning. I am in the cute little town of Fallon, Nevada today, and I am stopping by the museum on their main street because I am going to be doing a tour of a secret hidden cave today where the Paiute Native Americans used to live. And I've actually done this trail once before, but I couldn't go into the cave because the actual hidden cave is locked and only is shown on the second and fourth Saturdays of the month through BLM. And so Bureau of Land Management does private tours of the cave, and it's open to the public. It's free to do, but you have to be checked in at the museum, and I get to do that this weekend. So I'm really excited about it because not only am I going to be checking out this cave, but I'm also going to do some off-grid, off-road camping out in the desert of Nevada. I'm looking forward to seeing what are all these hidden things that this cave holds. I did no research online ahead of time because I wanted it to be a total surprise. So let's go down into this hidden cave and see what today's adventure is going to hold. This museum is super cute. I've gone through here before, but I've never got to do the tour of the cave. So we check in here and we're going to watch a video, and then we get to actually go out to the cave. This area is very popular for these tool death decoys that they used to make, and these are some of the artifacts of the original ones that they did. It's a little creepy. A little creepy with all the mannequins. I don't know if this is cool or just scary looking. This is a cool old safe. I love old safes. I think that they're so neat. It's empty. We tried. Back in the old days, this was considered solo van life. Right there. Your first solo van lifer right there. Native Americans used to use this cave as kind of a stopway through their travels, and they would leave behind artifacts of things that they would come back to get later after they've done more of their traveling. And so there are even seashells found from the Pacific coast here inside this cave. And what's really neat is not only seeing some of the artifacts that have been recovered, but to know that more artifacts are still there and remain there just as a sacred way of honoring the past. And it's really important to the current Native Americans that the cave remains intact as is, so more of those items aren't disturbed. I'm really excited that we actually get to go inside and see some of this. I'm looking forward to seeing how big the inside of this cave actually is. So for our hike, we're going to take a trail that actually can go all the way up around here, and then the entrance to Hidden Cave is right up there. Of course, it wouldn't be a hike with me if it wasn't crazy windy again today.
Give you the key. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you can come and get warm. Yeah.
The first thing a lot of people notice is the tufa that's on the ceiling of the shelter here.
Okay, Hidden Cave's right up there. Okay, so now the generator's on for the lights, and we just gotta crawl into this little hole to get down inside. Welcome to Hidden Cave. So we are now coming inside Hidden Cave, coming through this small little entrance, and then making our way through into this bigger area.
Good job making it here. So, like I was saying, this area is how they left it after the last dig. So that was the late 70s. So Ancient Crater Lake erupted about 7,000 years ago, and there's a big stripe of ash from, imagine it coming in this little opening and all the way from Oregon, and it settled in the cave here. So I guess that's pretty prevalent in caves in the area, that they can use that to really get a good understanding of the year that spot is at 6,900 years ago.
Oh, but
so,
that was Mount Mazama.
Correct.
6,000.
Yeah, and there is one from Mono Lake too.
So the cave is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. And there's some really interesting, just different artifacts that have been found here, and they've marked where all of them are. They've tagged that along the different lines. Okay, so the tour was good, but we're gonna just come on down and out of here. I gotta crawl through to get out. Follow the light, right? Isn't that what they say? Just follow the light. Ouch, and hit your head. Okay, so we did the tour. I hit my head on the way out. He said to keep your head down, but did I listen? No. It was really cool inside of there. I think the best part was just seeing like all the spots that they had, things like there was parts from a wolf that they found, like they had places where they hid the baskets in there, the tule duck decoys, places where they were hiding cattails and reeds and arrows to hunt with, fish hooks. It just was so interesting to see all of that. So very cool. Definitely appreciated getting to do that tour and actually go inside this time. And I think tonight I'm going to actually camp down in the basin area where the Lahontan Reservoir used to just cover, where the water used to cover that area. And that whole area was full of cattails and reeds. And so I'm actually going to camp down there tonight. And that all used to be underwater. So it's kind of cool to get to stay there and see that. So down out there, do you see where all that white sand is? That area is where the cattails and reeds used to be, and that was underwater. And that's where the Paiute Native Americans used to do their fishing. All this area used to be underwater because up above, even where the cave is, it's called tufa. It's mineral deposits from being underwater for so long. And then in the past 4,000 years is when Hidden Cave was able to be used by the Native Americans. It was kind of like their little home base, kind of like how I have a home base in Nevada. It's where I go and pick up items or drop things off. And the Paiute Native Americans did the same thing. You know, they traveled all the time and they needed to have a little home base where they could leave things and store things and use them as they needed. And so it was kind of neat just to get to go inside and to see that this time. I've done the whole hike around, like I said before, but being able to actually go down inside the cave and like hear the story of how they used it and what they were using it for was just extremely interesting to me. So I'm really glad I got to do that today. Make sure you set aside some time next time you're in Nevada to come out to Hidden Cave and do the tour because it's really worth seeing. The way that they kept it looks like an active dig. Like they kept it all set up. When they were done with the dig, everything is labeled, everything is still in place. So when you go into other caves that have been excavated, that's all cleared away and gone. But in this cave, you get to still see that. So it's very unique and definitely worth taking some time on a Saturday to come and see. This is my campsite for tonight. So found a nice little spot here on BLM land with Hidden Cave up behind me. But they already had this little fire ring here. Too windy to actually do a fire tonight. But I have this beautiful view of the valley. It is so cold. I am very glad to be going back in the van. Oh, hi there, you waiting for me? It's just kind of weird, this springtime weather. It actually snowed over the mountains last night. We got a lot of rain. It's hard to see, but there's mountain ranges out there over the Sierra Nevadas, and they got a ton of snow last night. It just still is that time of year. Huh. Yes. See, we like the cold weather. It's nice. One's feeling a little lazy while I'm working. Just been hanging out here all day, just sleeping. It's been rainy and stormy, but the sun just popped out of the clouds for a little bit. And so I was like, you know what? It looks kind of beautiful outside. I think I'm going to make dinner now. Tonight we're making some chicken tacos with a little bit of Cajun seasoning. It's so beautiful out there tonight. So peaceful. Okay, so for chicken tacos, I'm gonna cut up some lettuce, tomato, I have some cilantro, some salad. I'm gonna grab all that stuff out and get that all prepped and ready to go. And I have been on such a taco kick. Like guys, I've been eating tacos almost every day, either for lunch or dinner, or sometimes both, because it's just so good. It's fresh. I like all the fresh veggies on there and fun salsas. And I've been on a huge chicken kick, just trying to be a little bit healthier with eating that. So I have been enjoying my chicken tacos like none other. Do you guys ever do that where you go on a kick of something that you like and you just like obsess over it and just either eat the same thing or do the same thing over and over because you're just like on a kick? Well, that's how I've been with my tacos. Apollo, what are you so crazy about right now? You already got fed because you like to eat early because you're a little fatty, aren't you? This chicken's looking good. This will last me like 3 or maybe 3 meals, I would say. I personally like to buy the uncooked tortilla shells or almond flour if I can find them, but they didn't have them. This campsite is actually so nice though. I'm really, really happy with it. I'm gonna put this on here to cool for a minute while I make my shells, because I have one pan. One pan. I have a pot and one pot, one pan. And so I like reuse the same things over and over. And I'm telling you, you don't really need a whole pots and pans set. Whoever, told you that was just lying. I think I'm just trying to soak up the desert right now before it's hot, and I don't want to be in a desert again. Because once summer hits, I will not be in the desert. Oh my gosh, you guys, this looks so good. Oh, it's going to be a good dinner. Oh my gosh, guys, this taco turned out so good. All right, me and Apollo are going to watch our show, have some dinner, and get to bed. Apollo, do you want to say good night? Say good night.